Hello, it's time for another episode of Discipleship Today. My name is Bob Benson. I pastor Christ Lutheran Church out in Bemis Point, New York, on the corner of 430 and Dutch Hollow. We've been using the book of John as a discipleship text because of that special relationship that the disciple John, who we think was one of the youngest disciples, had with Jesus Christ. Matter of fact, it says in the Gospels that John laid back against Jesus' breast. Close friends. They had this special relationship. Throughout the book of John, he refers to himself as that beloved disciple. Here's what struck me this morning as I was reading my devotional and I was looking at John this morning. We just finished chapter 19, verse 16, and it's the end of the actual crucifixion of Jesus Christ. And it occurred to me that Jesus was discipling right up until his death. He was working with people. Even that thief on the cross, he was meeting him where his need was. See, discipleship doesn't tend to hinge on where we are, but it depends on that relationship that we have with God through Jesus Christ. And no matter what circumstance you're in, the hard thing that you're in, Jesus from the cross was still discipling. No matter where we are, the command for us to disciple others does not go away. It hinges on loving God, loving others, and making disciples. And seeing that as the King's command and what we have to do is really important for the Western Church today, especially in the midst of what's happening in our world today. There's a lot of people out there now that have stopped meeting with people. And I think that's sinful. It's not using the opportunity that God has given us to pour into people's lives. And I think that's a shame. It's not based on our circumstances. It's based on our relationship with Jesus. We need to keep doing those things. I was having this discussion with my next door neighbor who is just a great Christian guy. He's got a PhD in theology. And he said it's really less than loving God, loving others, and making disciples. It's all based on our love for God. If you love God, you will love others because they are created in the image of God. And if you're loving others, you will make disciples. So it's all based on that love of God. And that word, love, has been so twisted in our world today. We use it, I love pizza. I love these jeans. And the thing is, when we do that, we make love about us. And the love of God is never about us. The love of God is about that fulfillment, that steadfast agape, wanting wholeness for the other person in your relationship. I have a new vision on what my relationship with my wife is like. I want now the wholeness of her life. Her life has become more important to me than mine. And that's that self-sacrificial love. And that's what the church has to get back to, is God sacrificed himself for me and you, and now he's asked us to do the same for others around us. And that's the core of discipleship. So as you spend time in the book of John, you've got to keep that in the back of your mind. Keep focused on what God has called us to do. Loving him, loving others, and making disciples. And then we have to go out and do it. And as we go, see, God's looking for downstream life. He's called us to be fruitful. He's called us to multiply. If he can paralyze one Christian, it not only paralyzes that Christian, but it paralyzes the downstream life that comes from the discipleship. It's a pyramid. And if he can stop it, that pyramid grows larger and larger downstream. We have got to keep doing that command. We've got to keep pouring into other people, looking for their completeness, their wholeness, their shalom. So for discipleship today, My name is Pastor Bob Benson. I want to thank you for taking time to watch today.